Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we have an exciting book that we're going to talk through. It's going to be the next book, book 3 of the Wax and Wane Mistborn Era 2 series, entitled The Bands of Mourning. And this book, Brandon Sanderson described really this entire series, but this book specifically as extremely Cosmere aware. And when you read it, you're going to figure out the fact that this book, leading into the conclusion of Era 2, really take the idea of the Cosmere being a connected universe and absolutely takes it to that next level. And how it does it is so rewarding for the fans who have read the first era of Mistborn as well as other books in the Cosmere, and it lets you really feel the weight as these characters learn, as does the reader, that there is so much more to their world than they ever understood. Well, this book begins where sort of the first two have been leading. It begins with a wedding between Wax and Steris. And we know that Wax is still struggling. Spoiler here from the previous books, so if you haven't read them, go back and read them, right? Read them. Wax is still struggling with the reality that the woman Lessie that he knew and loved was actually a Kandra whom he actually killed. And he is struggling with Harmony and trusting him and even liking the idea of this God who would let this happen. And actually, it would be his plan that Wax would be the one to kill this creature whom he loves so dearly. So he's still struggling with letting go when it comes to his and Steris's wedding. And maybe knowing that his best friend Wayne is going to hire some men to interrupt the wedding, we'll say that, by making a nearby water tower fall onto the church and really flood the entire area with water, allowing Wax to put off the marriage for a little while longer. Well, when Wax goes home, he finds Milan, the Kandra who we've met from the previous books, and another Kandra named Vendel. And they have a problem. They're in the midst of asking Marasi for help. Well, what are they asking help about? Well, another Kandra named Rilur, such fun names also for these Kandra, Rilur was seeking something, an artifact in history known as the Bands of Mourning, right? And mourning there is not the opposite of nighttime. This is sorrow, the Bands of Mourning. And Rilur was searching these for these bands and came back wounded and missing a spike. Now we're going to understand that when the Kandra have the wrong number of spikes, it removes them from Harmony's control. Harmony can't see them. Harmony can't influence them when they have the wrong number. And his missing spike put him in the category of no longer having the right number of spikes. And so that is not good, because a Kandra who is outside the control of Harmony is pretty much a rogue agent and almost insane. They need to be balanced with their spikes. So Wax is going to agree to help recover the missing spike, to do some research, digging, track down where this Kandra's been, and also he is going to still try to find his missing sister. You'll remember from the previous books that when he confronts his uncle, one of the things that he brings up is my sister safe? He knows that his uncle has been influential in the capturing and, as far as he's concerned, the imprisonment of his sister. So he's going to try to do two birds, one stone. Well, the group is going to go out together: Wax, Marasi, Milan, Steris, and Wayne, and they're going to head to a town called New Saren, which is the last place that Rilur was seen. Well, they're going to be harassed the entire journey there. And it's quite an entourage that they're bringing with them. Because anywhere Wax and Steris go, money and fame are going with them, right? These are lords and ladies of very prominent houses, not to mention the problems that Wax and Milan and Marcy are bringing, right? Well, they're harassed the entire way, and Wax is going to assume that these thugs and these train robbers and other distractions are sent by his uncle to try to throw him off the trail, right? You dangle a little mystery in front of Wax, and hopefully he follows that and forgets about this. But they stay focused. And the group arrives, and Wax and Steris are going to attend a scheduled party to make some highfalutin connections, as well as to listen for some clues. Before they get in, Wax is confronted by a beggar who gives him a very strange coin. When Wax asks the host about this coin that he was given, the host acts very odd, gives an excuse, and excuses herself from the party. Well, Wax isn't going to let that go, so they follow her and discover that she is working for the set, working for Wax's uncle. At the same time, Wayne and Marcy go to a local graveyard to try to find clues about any creature or things that have been buried in this graveyard, and it seems like a logical place to look for someone who is immortal, undead, whatever the Kandra technically are. They're very mysterious creatures, and though they don't find the spike, they're able to find some information, and they get the location where they believe the spike is. Okay, so they believe they have their marching orders. Well, rather than stay and clean up the mess, because when Wax discovers that the set is involved, it gets a little messy. And rather than stay and clean up the mess at the party, probably what he should do as the lord of the house, they press on to the next city to try to find this spike. Before they get there, though, they identify a large unfinished building, and they decide to break into this building. You know those things where in films or stories, you see the big ominous structure and you go, I think we probably should check that out. That's exactly what it is. They sneak in, they see guards all around, they sneak in, and sure enough, they are able to peer through an opened door as a worker is going in, and Wax sees his sister. He realizes, oh my goodness, this is the set's headquarters, and the plan immediately changes. We're still concerned about the spike. We're still concerned about the Kandra. However, we are going to get my sister, and her name is Telsin, for those of you who don't necessarily remember. And that's okay. So while Wax and Wayne are trying to get Telsin, Marcy comes across another individual who is captured. His name is Alec. An interesting thing that Sanderson created, Alec is from a people group in southern Scadria, the southern part of the planet. And these are people that wear masks, right? So it's just such a cool little cultural thing there. Well, Alec is captured. And so Marcy helps him escape, convinces him to come with them, and everything pretty much goes to pot very, very quickly when they get Telsin, they get Alec. Well, Alec leads them to the ship that he arrived in and was originally captured from. It's what they've built this massive structure around, and it's a flying ship. And Alec knows how to fly it. So they get together, they kind of compare notes, they're being chased and trying to be recaptured. They fly away in this sort of beat up, broken ship, and kind of when they combine all their notes, they sort of put together that the original thing that Rilur was searching for when he lost his spike, the bands of mourning, it all seems to be centered on some place that Alec knows as the Sovereign's Temple. And so they seem to see that all roads are leading to this temple. During their escape, they fly this broken machine there, and they find out that the set is trying to get there first. So they arrive at the Sovereign's Temple. The set is on its way, and the real adventure begins. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop my play-by-play through of the book. Encourage you to check it out, because the things that you discover in the Sovereign's Temple, the story that takes place, and specifically in the epilogue of this book, it's going to blow people's minds, right? If you're reading through the Cosmere, it's going to be such a rewarding experience. So check it out. Let me know, have you read it? What'd you enjoy about it? And look forward to hearing some comments below, and hopefully we'll have some good discussion about it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.